Ai, meu olho. Então,
Just when I thought we've reached peak retard, guess what, my friends? We've crashed through the ceiling. Obviously, you could assume from the title of this video that I'm going to be talking about the Psy Games. Now, if you're not familiar with what the Psy Games are, it's a competition. It's like the Special Olympics, but for psychics. You have psychics coming from all walks of life competing in such events as remote viewing, psychokinesis, dowsing, precognition. And you could see from the cleverly placed b-roll that I'm using to cover my face that this is quite extensive. We have what is an audience of would-be patrons looking at people partaking in psychic ability and competing with each other. Now, I recently did a video on the telepathy tapes and I was quite taken aback by the extent that people would use and abuse these autistic children in giving them the perception that they have psychic powers. I'm not saying the parents were the ones at fault for this. What I was saying were the people that were perpetuating this myth of giving these people psychic abilities. And here we have a competition in Olympics, a special Olympics, if you would, of people competing in these events. These so-called world-class psychics are parading around in their cargo pants, pretending as if they can move things with the power of their mind and or potentially see things in envelopes that were hidden away. One of my favorites is remote viewing, where you just apparently sit down, you close your eyes and you breathe in, you clench some part of your butthole that allows you to see far away into places that you couldn't otherwise see. In this case, let's say, for example, the judges were thinking of a bridge. What you would do is that you would draw a little squiggly line on a piece of paper, and the judge would go, that looks enough like a bridge. The other one that they demonstrate here is psychokinesis, the ability to move things with the power of your mind. Personally, I would love to use this for my penis without the use of nefarious over-the-counter medication. And you could see that they're moving a little pinwheel with the power of their mind, and of course, they're not taking in consideration the table shaking, little air currents, things that could potentially make it move. The other one is dowsing. Of course, you might have seen this, using two little rods that people move backwards and forwards to apparently guide them to a lost object. And of course, by the way, every controlled trial of dowsing in any form is always shown to fail when the actual user doesn't know the location of the object. You'll find people using this to find underground water pipes, and of course they already know where the water pipes are. And it's the ideomotor effect, or in this case, the idiot motor effect, where all you're doing is thinking about it and your brain sends a signal to your little stupid hands to shake and move in a way that conducts the actual dowsing rods to move where you want them to. You could do it yourself with a pendulum. Just grab a pendulum, something with a weight at the end of it, maybe a string, a shoelace. I like to use the hairs from my lover's back, and just think circle and the pendulum is gonna move in a circle, or think line and the pendulum is gonna move in a line. We have the precognition test, where apparently you're able to perceive things before they happen, which is of course is just a test in how vague can you be to get a reaction from the audience. Oh, something big's gonna happen. And then you just look for things that match your little premonition. And of course, when it comes to the precognition for specific things, they're about as accurate as my gaydar. So this ends up being just a weekend adventure for these people that think somehow they're in the X-Men, more like the extra chromosome men. And the only thing they managed to bend weren't spoons, it was my patience. Now, of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention or shill the Kickstarter that I'm currently a part of with Peter Turner, where we show you how you could be a psychic too. We go through great lengths of using classic mentalism-based techniques to give the perception that you are doing psychic-like stuff. The pendulums, the crystals, the tarot cards, everything is there, and of course it's meticulously laid out for you to be able to give the presentation of supposedly being a psychic, of course under due diligence, where you claim that, well, what you're doing is not really psychic, it's for entertainment purposes only. And it's infinitely better than anything you'd ever see on the Psy Games. The kit smashed all expectations. Right now, I think it's at about $110,000, and the more we make, the better the kit gets without any additional funding necessary from you guys, apart from just buying the kit. We're making the props better, we're making all the things better, we're adding additional content, bonus stuff, and all that's of course possible through the means of money. And of course, if you don't want to commit to such an endeavor, you could look at my projects linked down below. As a matter of fact, I just released one called The Turner Effect, where I hanker down Peter Turner and he shares with me all the techniques that he's used to show people his ability with a deck of playing cards. Things like any card at any number, where somebody names a card, somebody names a number, and you find a card at the number. Things like using real mind reading to figure out what card the participant is thinking of. All that down below, linked for your pleasure. What do you guys think about the Psy games? What do you guys think about psychics in general? Please leave it down below so YouTube thinks that I have engagement. And perhaps so I could make more than $40 a month making YouTube videos.